uh, heavy snow to overspread the region, and it's going to snow fairly heavily in a fairly short period of time. So we're not going to be talking about huge amounts with this upcoming system. Forecaster Stephen Boyle here. Just looking very, very, very briefly back on the last storm, it did verify it as what I was expecting. We didn't get huge amounts as I was thinking it would be, but we did get what I was expecting, so therefore I can still forecast publicly. I have no time to get into specifics on that, but it did verify. So you trolls out there, I am sorry. I am still going to forecast publicly. There you go. Okay, winter weather advisory in effect for most of southern New England. These are high-ended winter weather advisories for a good chunk of western sections of Massachusetts. Okay. All right, let's just get into the models here. Now, here is what's going on. Where is your mixing going to be? It is going to be along and south of this line. Along and south of this line, mixing. Where is your rain going to be? South of this line. Okay, so south of that second line, rain. In between these two lines, you're going to be talking about ice or mix. North of this line, the first line, you're going to be talking about snow. So that, of course, includes, southern New Hampshire, southwest New Hampshire. You're going to be talking Springfield, Worcester, Enfield, barely in that. Hartford is in the mixing. Litchfield County, Berkshire County, etc. Okay, that's where you're talking all snow. Boston is in the icing and mixing. Providence is in the icing and mixing. So that's what it's looking like at this point. Okay, most models have everything similar, so I'm not going to go deep into the models here because really it's the same thing on every single model. So with that being said, we're just going to jump right into what I'm expecting. Now, before we get into it, you can obviously see we're much closer into southern New England here instead of showing all the whole Northeast. So this is definitely better as far as that's concerned. You can definitely get more of a localized forecast. As far as minimum snowfall amounts, I am pretty confident about this, but this is if there was more warm air. Let's just say there was a little bit more warmer air that came in. This is what we would be expecting. 2 to 4 inches Springfield. Okay, we'd be talking about 2 to 4 inches in the Springfield area. Enfield area, 2 to 4 inches. You'd be talking 2 to 4 inches in the Litchfield County. Be talking 2 to 4 inches running through north central Worcester County on up into southern New Hampshire. Probably closer to 2 inches in the Worcester area. You'd be probably talking closer to 2 inches in the Hartford area. Down in here, you'd probably be talking about closer to an inch. Boston area, if you got more warmer air working your way in, you'd be talking about less than an inch. And you'd be talking about absolutely no snow into these areas, and it doesn't matter what happens, there is going to be no snow, Cape Cod, and the islands. So, this is not your storm. Not your storm. If you live generally north and west of, Northampton, possibly you're going to be looking at minimum 4 to 6 inches. At minimum 4 to 6 inches. Okay? Alright, here is what I'm expecting. And I could have brought the 6 to 8 down, but I didn't. Because everybody always looks at the big amount and says, that's what I'm getting. So that's why I kept the 4 to 6 in the Springfield area. But if I were to chop this, here's how I would do it. Okay? So, this purple area, 7 to 9. This is 7 to 9. This is 5 to 7. This area in here, this comes up like this. This is 4 to 6. This is what I'm expecting, okay? Like I said, I could have brought the 6 to 8 down like this, but you know, people would look at that 8, and if they got 6 or so, they'd be like, "Oh, I didn't get 8 inches." So, you know, I just kept the 4 to 6. 3 to 5 coming back like this. Okay, 3 to 5. 2 to 4. I like 2 to 4 in Boston. I really do. I think no matter what, Boston is going to get 2 to 4. I like 1 to 3 coming back like this. And once you get down in here, you're talking like less than an inch. And then all in here, rain. Yeah, rain. So this is what I'm expecting, okay? So, let's continue here. Okay, this is my maxes. Very, very little difference from what I'm expecting to my maxes. It just shifts maybe 10 or 15 miles south and east. It's not much of a difference. And we also introduce an 8 to 12. Now, don't get fooled. There's not going to be a 12-inch area. There is not going to be 12 inches with this. We'd be talking about 10 inches in here. That's what's happening in this purple area. This is what I'm expecting at max. Okay, so let's chop everything up again. In here you're talking 9. In here you're talking 8. Coming back like this, you're talking 7. Right in here, 6. Again, notice how as you get closer and closer to the coast, you get your maximum amounts drop because you're going to be talking about more warmer air impeding. Okay? This is why I don't think Boston gets over 4 inches. Your 5 inches comes back like this. Notice it's well to the north and west of Boston. Okay, you got your 5 inches at max. You got your 4 inches at max right in here. I like 3 coming back in here. 2, like so. And then you got your 1 at max, and then in here you got coating. I like that. That's what I'm looking at. So I could have brought that 8 to 12 down like this, but I just didn't do that because that people again would be looking at that 12 and be like, "Oh, you're predicting a foot." I wasn't gonna do that. So we'll keep it like this. I'd much rather digest it for you or chop it up and kind of explain it for you like I just did, rather than over predict and then people chopping my head off because I over predicted amounts. Forecast confidence here for my maximum amounts 40%. This is 80% for my for what I'm expecting, and for my minimums 95. Pretty easy storm here. This is an easy cut and dry storm. I like these types of storms because you know what? They're done within the same day. You get a good amount within less than 12 hours, and you're done with it, and you got something to shovel. But you're not talking about it lasting a long time, and yeah, it's a nice way to spend a nice Sunday afternoon with just some snow coming down and shoveling a little bit and relaxing and just enjoying your Sunday. So enjoy your Saturday, and I hope you all have a great Saturday, and hope you enjoy the additional snow we're going to get. Take care, everyone.